What's up, everybody? I am your host, Jeremiah Watkins, and by round of applause, who has never seen stand-up on the spot before? Okay, that's most of you. Let me explain how the show works. We, the comedians, are coming up here with no prepared material. We're going to ask you guys, the audience, for suggestions. You're going to yell stuff out, and then we have to create stand-up on the spot based off those audience suggestions. So what do you say we kick it off right here, right now with stand-up on the spot? Could I get my first suggestion? What do we got?
The Riddler.
The Riddler. This guy's deciding to heckle me at the top of the show. He saw green and purple, and he's like, I'm going to take this Paul Dano weirdo character down a peg or two. That's very interesting. Very interesting as well. It's funny that you yelled that out. I don't have affiliation with the Riddler, but I do voice the Joker on the Cartoon Network for a show called DC Superhero Girls. So, rather than the Riddler, what is something that you would like to hear the Joker talk about? Yes, he's probably going to talk about the Batman at some point. But how about something maybe strange, perhaps, that you've never heard the Joker talk about? We're learning how this show works in real time, people. We're figuring things out. What would you like to hear the Joker talk about?
His makeup routine.
His makeup routine. I like it. Okay.
Ooh, well. A little bit of Revlon goes a long way. Yes. Gotta get the eyeliner right. Batman uses some kind of deep tread that I just have to get my hands on. Ooh, what about the lips? Ooh. Make it smear a little bit and, we're ready for the show. How about it?
There you go. Let's grab a suggestion. What else we got over here?
Ingrown toenails.
Ingrown toenails. Thank you. Dude, I never do this, but for my wife's birthday, I went to get a pedicure with her. And this very beautiful Asian woman was doing a pedicure on my feet. And she told me that I have very clean feet for a male. And I melted. In front of my wife, right next to me, I was like, me? I mean, I tried to prep him a little bit before I came in, and my wife accused me after. She's like, you fell in love right in front of me. She saw me fall in love with another woman right in front of me. I mean, you see a lot of feet, and you think mine are nice? Thank you. Ingrown toenails are no joke. I've gotten a couple of them from playing basketball a little bit too hard, just freaking doing those jump stops, and then your toe slams to the front of your shoe. They're no joke. But my dad grew up with really bad feet, right? Where he had like athlete's foot and different stuff like that. So I always vowed, I was like, I never will let my feet turn into those. Like my dad was like a real man's man, where like so manly that he thought self-care might be gay. You know what I mean? That kind of man. That let his elbows turn to cement. Like sometimes white people are real bad about moisturizing. You know what I mean? And my dad, like in mafia movies where people put their shoes in cement and let them drop to the bottom of a lake. My dad had 2 cement blocks as elbows. And I had a big pop that was a very large man who was, he was missing teeth. He was a very obese man. And my dad used to do this thing where he would cup his elbow skin and he could form it like a balloon animal into different things. And my big pop is just sitting back in his lazy boy recliner. He's like, that might be the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, this is great validation. What else we got?
Cannibalism.
What's that?
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism. Do you think his name's Armie Hammer, right? Allegedly?
Yeah.
Are you his rep? What's going on here? Allegedly. I mean, my bro wouldn't really do that. The Army that I know, he wouldn't put another, human's flesh in his mouth. I think that was the first guy that was attractive that came out and is like, this might be cool. And then girls are like, I mean, I guess it's all right. I mean, okay, here's the thing. If it came out that Chris Hemsworth was also on this cannibalism trend, and Jason Momoa and different like people like that, I feel like society would be like, I mean, is it really that bad? Like, it's people like Hannibal Lecter and stuff that ruin cannibalism for people. They just need to get a new spokesperson. They tested the waters with Army Hammer just a little bit. They probably elected him on like some Scientology level, like odd stuff out there. They're like, well, he's pretty cool. He's pretty good looking. You know the problem? He wasn't prominent enough. He wasn't famous enough, so people recoiled a little bit. You get somebody like top of the food chain coming out as a cannibal, then all of a sudden it's like, I mean, were we really going to use that body for anything else? Here's the thing. There's probably like an awesome yoked dude in this audience that's just like a lady killer. Not like an actual killer of ladies, but somebody who's just really attractive. If I tried to be the poster boy for cannibalism, people would be like, yeah, it's not happening for me. And my book is like, guys, come on. You just start with the pinky toe. And we work our way up. And see, the problem with me even describing it is the audience is already believing that I'm into cannibalism. I feel like I did pretty fantastic with that suggestion. Let's get another suggestion in here. Blockbuster. There's something special about not getting what you want in life. That's the generation I grew up in. Things weren't instantaneous. If you slept in a little bit too late at, the opening day of when a new hit movie came to Blockbuster, you might not get it on that Friday night.
It wasn't streaming instantly in my little buttery hands in the comfort of my living room. You had to fight people. You had to go out to the store, elbow an old woman, grab that VHS, and run it to the counter before anybody else saw or witnessed what just happened. And then as a kid, you'd look over at the tapes, and then you'd see somebody take that last one. You'd be like, no! And then you go over, what is it? It's not a VHS tape at all. It's just a picture of what used to be there. It's just a memory of what could have been. It's just a memory of the evening that you didn't have, but your friends are telling you about on Monday morning at school, telling you that you missed out. I love Blockbuster. I wish they still existed. Guys, are you ready to kick this show off? What do you say? This next comedian coming to the stage, you may have seen her on The Late Late Show with James Corden. She just did a special for Crave. Please welcome my pal, Sophie Buddle, to the stage, guys. Come on!
Thank you very much. Okay. We're doing a crowd work show. It's jokes we have not done before, right? And I think that's very fucked up that you wanted us to do that. We work very hard on our jokes. Sold out show. Motherfuckers. Like, would you watch a painter just do a doodle? No, I think that's mean that you came to this show. Oh, rappers do freestyles. Sorry, I'm not a rapper. Okay, so just get that out of the way. Just because, I'll let you know, I'm not going to do jokes, but I'll just tell you about myself just so that you can do better suggestions than earlier, because let's be real. I like reality TV. I like current events. I'm Canadian, but I moved to America. Wanted to see it before it ends. That was a joke I've done before, but I'm not going to do it again. I promise. That's good. It didn't even work, so that's good. Let's get our first suggestion. Somebody say something.
Star Wars.
Batteries. Okay, I have one. Okay, so obviously I have a vibrator. I love it. I love her. And I remember just because it's always embarrassing buying batteries because I feel like everyone knows what it's for. So you're like at Shoppers and you have batteries and you have like a decoy sandals. You're like, it's for my flashlight. I'm going to the beach at night or something. Yeah, and it's like they're bad for the environment. I try to do so many things that are good for the environment, but like not that. You know what I mean? Like I'll buy whatever batteries I need, and I'll get a plastic bag for it too, because I'm embarrassed. Okay, let's just do another one.
Self-driving cars.
Oh, self-driving cars. Okay, well, that's good because I like self-driving cars. I think that they're very interesting because I also don't have a driver's license. So for me, I'm like, finally, like, quick, hurry. I feel like I can make it. I feel like I can wait it out and just get a self-driving car. I don't have a driver's license. I have juicy jugs. You know, it's like, I'll get a ride. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get to where I need to be. I got here just fine. You know what I mean? But self-driving cars are very cool. I mean, AI in general, I think is very cool. That's a good suggestion. I'm very into AI. The thing is, everybody's like all worried. Everyone's like, oh, AI is gonna take our jobs or something. Is that what people are worried about? Is anybody actually worried about that? Do you guys all work in a factory? Sorry. Because they are gonna take your jobs, but that's like, okay. Like, AI can't do like what I do. It's just a little bit better. Okay, give me another one. Fashion? Okay, that's good. So I went to fashion school. I moved to Vancouver to go to fashion school. I dropped out right away, but that's not important for... and I really love fashion. Obviously, wearing 3/4 Aritzia. It's like, whoa, when did Anna Wintour get here? It's not a fancy outfit. You don't know, obviously. I can tell you don't know, but it's a mediocre outfit. But I do love fashion. Oh, something funny just happened about fashion school. So I just got diagnosed with ADHD, and it's a learning disability. Check your ableism. I don't know, but I was in like I was meeting with this like specialist, and he was like for ADHD, and he was like asking me about my schooling and stuff, and I was like, oh, I went to fashion school, but I dropped out. And he was like, we actually get a lot of fashion school dropouts. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I feel like when people apply to fashion school, they should just send a thing back that's like, maybe you just have ADHD. Maybe you don't need to waste this much of your parents' money learning to make a skirt. But fashion is really fun. I'm trying to dress more like a hacker. It's not really coming across right now, but I feel like hacker is like the new look. That's just info for you. That's just helpful. Okay, give me another one. Vancouver. I mean, Vancouver's good. It's better than here, but you know that. That's not... Oh, it's just literally better. It's just literally better. That's not my fault. What? You're shaking your head. What? It rains too much? It rained today. Like, get over yourself, Toronto. This is why everyone hates you, because it's like... Oh, Vancouver rains too much. You're fucking under snow all year. Wouldn't you rather a sprinkling? Like... Does anybody else have any beef with Vancouver? Let's just take this up right now. It's cheaper, too, so fuck yourself. No, sorry, but, your city is bad. It just has a very evil aura in the air, and I don't know how to describe it. No, but I do hate Toronto. But anybody else?
Bachelor.
Oh, The Bachelor. Okay, did anybody here watch The Bachelor this year? Okay. I mean, I guess it's worth it. It was just a really bad season. I've watched The Bachelor since like the first year, and it's so bad. They did 2 bachelorettes this year, like 2 girls who were picking from a group of guys. And I hate it when it's all guys. Like, I like it when it's one guy and a bunch of girls, because girls know how to be competitive about a guy. But when it's a bunch of guys, they're just like, I mean, she's kind of cool, but like, bros before hoes. It's not a competitive spirit, And there was 2 this year. And so, okay, this is something I feel like I can talk about. So there was 2 bachelorettes this year because they were both like wronged by The Bachelor last season. And so I guess they felt bad and they were like, okay, you can both be the bachelorettes. And at first I was like, oh, it might be fun because they'll be competitive with each other. But they picked one girl that's like fun and cute. And they're both cute, but one of the girls was just like so boring, like didn't say anything. And they had to pick from the same pool of guys at the beginning of the season. So there were like several times where this one girl would like pick a guy to give a rose to, and then he'd be like, I actually prefer Gabby. I know, it was crazy. Like, my boyfriend and I were freaking out because there was this one contestant, his name was Meatball. And fucking poor Rachel was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance on Meatball. Here you go, Meatball. And Meatball's like, I'm only here for Gabby. It's brutal. But The Bachelor is fun. If you're not watching it, you should watch it. And the thing is, I heard it's mostly girls clapping that watch it. And it did take me many years to get my boyfriend to watch it with me. And the strategy is just like, have it on nearby. Don't pressure them to watch it. And then as soon as they walk by one day and they're like, wait, who is he again? You got him. It's over for him. I still can't get him to watch 90 Day Fiancé because he says it's too sad. Do you guys watch 90 Day Fiancé? All the same people? Oh, you guys watch it? Okay, sweet. The thing is, 90 Day Fiancé is really good. So if you don't know the premise of the show, is I can turn any set into 90 Day Fiancé. Like any suggestion, within 2 degrees, I can get it to 90 Day Fiancé. It is the best show on television. So basically, every season, it's like 5 different couples. And the whole show is based off of the American legal visa situation. So it's like if you are from another country and you get engaged to an American, you get the fiancé visa and you can go to America and you go there for 90 days and you have to get married within that 90 days if you want to stay in the country. And if you don't get married, you have to go back to your country. And it's always like really hot people from other countries and like disgusting Americans. And it like makes you realize how bad some countries are. Like the hotness discrepancy lets you know how bad that country is. Like I always kind of thought, I was like, maybe I want to visit like Ukraine or Russia, but it's like it's always the hottest Ukrainian Russian girl like dating like the sloppiest American guys. And I'm like, if they're that desperate to get out of the country, like I don't need to visit it. You know what I mean? I'll do one more suggestion. Ed from 90 Day Fiancé. Oh, okay. I do actually have a good one for this. Okay, so if you have not watched 90 Day Fiancé, good for you. That's a really good suggestion. So Ed, you've probably seen like memes of him. He doesn't have a neck, and don't be sad for him because he's. Don't you dare fucking be sad for Ed because he has no neck because he's a motherfucker. Okay. You've seen him. He's kind of squished. He has like long black hair, and he's just sort of squished. Okay, and it's very sad if other people have this condition and they're squished. I think that they look great, but Ed does not. Okay, and so one day when the Crystalia, I'm gonna bring it back. So when the Crystalia, controversies, whatever, came up, I tweeted a picture of Ed and was like, "This is Crystalia after I boop him with a mallet." And it went so viral, okay? It is my biggest tweet. It was like everybody saw it, okay? Seth Rogen followed me from this tweet. This was a major tweet from my Twitter career, okay? And I always sort of was like, Crystalia never retweeted that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like so viral, right? So I always kind of wondered if he saw it. And then a couple weeks ago, he posts a screenshot of it on his Instagram grid. Made it to grid without my handle in it, and the caption was like, "Stop sending me this." Let's bring Jeremiah back up here.
Keep it going for Sophie Buddle, ladies and gentlemen. That was fantastic. So we're going to grab some suggestions together and see what we can do with them, guys. Mm-hmm. So let's get our first suggestion.
Airbnbs.
Velcro shoes. The Amazing Race.
The Amazing Race. Now they're just like, I mean, she did pretty well with that. The reality TV stuff. I mean, what else got in the...
Let's do Airbnbs. I feel like there's a lot to Airbnbs.
Okay.
Okay, so for one thing, they are actually ruining cities. Have you looked into it?
Let's get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, I do stand up to educate. So Airbnbs, they've ruined your city, one of the many reasons I hate Toronto. But every big city, it's a real thing where like...
Did you know Airbnb started in Detroit?
Good, let's take down Detroit a peg, finally. Yeah. Kick them while they're down, Jeremiah. Right. And stay down. And, but it's true because like everybody that could afford to buy apartments, especially in like city centers and stuff, bought Airbnbs and is renting them out, and they can afford to leave it vacant like most of the month. And so that's why there's so many Airbnbs, and that's why you cannot afford a 2-bedroom.
Wow. that hit a lot of us personally. I mean, I thought I was gonna do an Airbnb on a vacation soon, but.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an Airbnb where the host is a little bit too there? I want my transaction with an Airbnb to be like a Dexter scene, okay? I don't want to see them at all. I just want to use their property and get out of there. I don't like it when I go to the door and they're like, "Hi, welcome." I'm like, "Oh, I already am gonna hate it here."
That's so funny. It's true. I don't think I've ever stayed at a place where the Airbnb host is there, but my mom and I were poor and we had a couple extra bedrooms. And so there was a couple years in high school that my mom was Airbnb-ing some of the bedrooms in our house. And most of them were really good. Most of them were like, students from abroad that were staying with us. We had a lot of fun. But there was this one old guy that came, and my mom just hated him. Like, he was so nice. And my mom's, like, so sweet. But she just, like, hated this guy. And the whole time he was staying there, she's like, "Oh, he's always fucking shuffling around." And I was like, "What? He's so nice. Like, what's the problem?" And so I never understood why she didn't like him. And then years later, like, maybe, like, 10 years later, her and I are talking. And I was like, "Why do you hate that guy so much?" And she's just like, "Oh, he came here. He was like, he's Canadian, but he was like living in Mexico for his job. And then he had to come back here for, like, healthcare stuff because he had cancer." And I was like, "And you hated him?" Like, and she was like, "Yeah, he came back for all this free cancer treatment, and he was just shuffling around the house with his cancer."
His IV kept waking me up in the middle of the night. This guy was a real jerk.
Exactly, and it's like, give him a break. And she literally was like, "I stopped doing Airbnb because of him."
Wow.
She was so mad she hated him.
See, my family was very like working class to sometimes poor. And before Airbnb, we just had a black roommate for a little while. You know what I mean? Like, it was just somebody who my mom, acquaintance of somebody who she worked with, and his name was Milton, and I would see him at the fridge and stuff. I'd hang out with him like in the middle of the day. This was before Airbnb. That was just like, poverty. That's what we called it. That's what we called it.
No, we did poverty too.
Oh, cool.
And, yeah.
You've been on that app too?
Yeah, and I do have one joke about our poverty house, but it's never worked in a stand-up setting, so I feel like that's okay to try to do.
Yeah, of course.
Just like, okay, so we were so poor that like one time we got locked out of our own house, and so we had to like break back into our own house, and it was like really easy. Like, I was like all worried. I'm like, "Oh no, how are we gonna get back in our house?" And my mom was like, "We're gonna go through the hole."
Sophie Buddle, ladies and gentlemen. This next comedian coming to the stage, you may have heard him on SiriusXM. He was a writer on There's 22 Minutes in an Hour. Please welcome my pal, Mace Galoni, to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Thank you. Jeremiah Watkins. Keep it going for him.
All right, well, I bombed with my Uber driver on the way here, so let's see how this goes. Hello. Well, I mean, I feel like I'm supposed to do an opening joke, but I'm not allowed. They banned that, so can't tell you any. Let's hear what you got. What do we think? What do we?
Time travel.
Okay, a sci-fi. I see what you saw, and I like it. Thank you so much. Fucking love time travel. It's just the cool. Any like Interstellar blew my mind. That movie. I think a lot about it because I watch. I feel like you could tell that I watch a lot of YouTube videos where it's like time travel possible ? And I always think yes, even though the video always tells me no. But there's a lot of interesting ways. There's this one guy, I watched this one deep dive into this one scientist who's devoted his life to creating time travel. And you like learn about what he's doing. He's building like this tunnel of lasers. This is a real thing he's trying to do. They're all like angled so that he thinks it's gonna like, I don't know what he thinks is gonna happen. And then you find out like 15 minutes into the video that it's because his dad died. It's just this one smart, sad man trying to just play catch with his paw again, and I was hoping I was like, maybe, I get really emotional and sentimental, so I was like hoping by the end of the documentary you just see like one baseball come through the lasers. Oh man, do I have anything else about time travel? Not yet. Maybe we'll come back to it. Okay, I don't know what that. What is that? What does that even? No. Thank you. Any other suggestions we got? Roller coasters. I like that. Oh, I have a grandpa. He had a really shitty girlfriend. Not even wife, girlfriend. What do you call that? That's not a grandma. I don't know. She's just some. I wanted to say whore, but she's fine. She's a nice lady. She's not, but she wasn't actually a nice lady. She was mean, and she was my substitute gym teacher. But this will get back to roller coasters. Here's the point. She would come substitute my gym class. She'd be real mean to me. And anyways, then one time I got revenge because we went to Canada's Wonderland with her. Her name is Irene. And we went on, what was the one roller coaster that had like just the pod? Do you guys know this one? It's like it doesn't have the, what's that? It's one of those. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it's like this new crazy tall roller coaster, and it just has one pod that goes on your lap. That's how you're fixed in, right? She'd never been on a roller coaster like that. So when we get on, she was sitting in front of us. She goes, where's this? And I was like, yours didn't come down already? And then I watched a Ukrainian immigrant have a heart attack. That's just as we went. I swear to God, it was as we were climbing. She goes, "What? Mine isn't here." I was like, "It's supposed to come down automatically." And thank you. Yeah, fuck Irene. No, she's actually a very nice woman. My grandpa was an asshole, but for real, do you guys like your grandparents? Oh, no. See, this is the thing. I had like such shitty I see in movies people will be like, going to your grandparents. It's like, oh, time for like cookies and presents. But for me, it's like, oh, let's go see grandpa. It's like, okay, let's go get called gay because I'm shy. So, someone said something over here.
Bullies.
Sorry?
Bullies.
Okay, this is. Sneakers. Oh, sneakers. Okay, I got these sneakers recently. They're Air Maxes, which is just pumps. It's just high-heeled shoes for men. That's what this is. I also, sneakers. Anything about sneakers? It's weird that we call them sneakers. It's like there's a lot of all right, that's an act out. I'm not a physical comic. Anybody else got a suggestion for me? Whoa, you guys are. First of all, congratulations to you guys, because you're really finding your voice as a crowd. At the start of the show, there's just one guy, and now you're all throwing stuff out there, and I like it. Did someone say Weird Al Yankovic? Yeah, you? Are you a fan?
There's a documentary.
There's
like a parody documentary.
They call that a movie. It's a parody documentary. It looks like a documentary, but it's all planned ahead of time. And if you like that one, let me blow your mind. There's a lot of them. All right, they're great. Weird Al is a weird guy. Oh my God! But it's strange that he's a cultural figure to me. He's got a strange look and a weird job. He just sings songs. He just puts the word ham in things that didn't have the word ham in it before, and uses the same sound that's catchy. The sound is what's catchy. The lyrics don't matter. He's just created a career just pulling the best song from every year. It's pretty fun. I say, fuck Weird Al Yankovic. That's the stand I'm taking tonight. Okay, everyone's against me. No, I stand by it. You're too weird. I want to see normal Al Yankovic write a goddamn song from the heart for once, pussy. What's it? I actually haven't watched Star Trek, so that's a surprise for all of you. What did I say? Was that hand jobs? What?
Hand jobs.
Oh, that was hand jobs. Okay. Thank you. What's finally something I really know about? Hand jobs are great and underrated, I think. I love hand job. I'm not soliciting, but I have a girlfriend. I'm not. She has, you know. Hey, let's do a great job giving a hand to Jeremiah Watkins, shall we? Let's do that. Thanks.
Mace Galoni. I like the confidence of the guy who at first said hand job at a medium level. And then he doubled down. He's like, no. I want to hear this man talk about hand jobs. Like, that's happening right now.
Yeah, and you know what? His dream came true. I'm proud of him for speaking up. I mean, I wonder, like, were you just waiting for sexual material, sir, this whole time? Were you like, this guy fucks, you know, and he gets up here.
Yo, his shoe game's on point. How's his hand job game?
He receives them occasionally, if he's nice.
What other suggestions do we have? You said pugs and hurricanes so far. Pugs, hurricanes, and breakfast.
Those two together are pretty funny. A pug just sipping around. That's had to have. There's been a pug in a hurricane somewhere. You don't like to think about it, but it's
Pugs,
there.
Their faces look like they've always just been through a hurricane. That's why they're breathing all weird. They've got like a deviated septum for no reason. Like, I've never seen a dog born with sinuses, like sinus problems, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's I sympathize a lot with pugs because I have a lot of nasal issues, which is
you're preaching to the choir, brother. People have many times, anytime I wore glasses, they're like,
Does the nose come off when the glasses?
like, as a matter of fact, it doesn't.
Why would you? Yeah, it's like no, obviously, because you wouldn't buy one of those with just the nose and no mustache. That'd be psychotic. Just if I'm gonna buy it, it's a whole set. I just want a different nose. That's all I want. Not that you. I mean, you look like you could maybe grow some.
That's all that a comedian can afford for a nose job. It's just like it's just like the dollar store version. It's like, well, this plastic one's gonna have to do. I don't know. What else we got?
Weddings.
Breastfeeding.
Oh man. Do you want to?
Let's try to tackle this.
Yeah.
Two straight white males. Let's go for it.
Well, it's good. You know, let's start with that. I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
If you-
I've got a wife. Continue.
No. Okay, that's sick.
No.
First,
I'm curious what your thoughts are.
I was breastfed until I was 5 years old.
Yep, we're gonna stop whatever I was about to talk about. I'm a new dad and everything, but this can wait. You breastfed till you were 5.
Yeah, I don't know, like the phrasing of "I did it." Like it was done to me. I would say,
But by that age, you can be coming up like Oliver Twist, like, Mother, may I please have some more? Just a little bit more breast milk, please.
It wasn't like that. I didn't have to beg. She wasn't like, no, I think you've had enough, Mace. Come on.
She's like, seconds are ready and available, baby. We got to tap this one over here to even the load out. So till you were 5.
5, yeah. And I was told for most of my life that it was 4. And then my mom later, as an adult, was like, well, it was actually 5, but I just didn't tell your father about the other year. My mom is going to love this set.
Mace, I don't know what to tell you. You were 11 years old. You were 11. Just keeps going later and later.
Oh, fuck. It does make sense that the only mustache I can grow is a milk mustache.
Hey! Mace Galoni, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Are you guys ready for your final comedian of the night? I love watching this next comic. She's one of my favorite comics to watch. She's one of my wife's favorite comics to watch. She's put out multiple specials. I love her. You guys are going to love her energy. Please welcome my friend, Beth Stelling, to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
We're so proud of you. All right, let's get started. Who wants to guess my weight? Go. Okay, I need a suggestion. I'm not gonna cheat. Supercars? Okay. Supercars and traveling. Joe Rogan is my dad. I can't express to you enough. If I needed someone to play my father in a show about my family and my life, there's no one else to do it but Joe Rogan. They look alike. I think they're similar in size. My dad's been shrinking with age, so I feel like that would be on point. Yeah, I don't know. The only difference, I don't know Joe, to be honest with you, but I also don't know my dad. So next. Ooh, high school sports. Boxing. Okay, so I still play my high school sport. It's hard not to do jokes, and I don't want to trick you. Do you know what I mean? But I do have jokes about my high school sport because I still play. Does anybody here? The sport is field hockey. Does anybody here play field hockey? Okay, a lot of homophobes. I do play field hockey still to this day. I'm recovering from an eye injury. I was playing probably like 3 weeks ago, and this is my first stitches. Can you see them? Right here? Yeah. Look, get closer. What if I did the classic grandpa, like, okay, but yeah, this is still healing. I've never gotten stitches in my life. I made it this far to 26. But it's all back together. Anyway, when I got off the field, so we were playing like half field, but you know what field hockey is, right? Yeah, you play with a stick. Yes, one side's flat, one side's curved. You have to get really low to eat all the pussy. Okay, that is a joke of mine. I'm so sorry. All right, so we're playing with the boards because we're playing half. And my friend Christina passed it off the boards. I went to receive it, and it popped up in my face. And then the ball, which is like hard plastic, hit my eye. And it hurt, but I didn't think it was that bad. I was going to like sort of Draymond Green it, you know what I mean? Be like, oh, like make it look worse, hopefully get a penalty or something. And then I was covered in my own blood. I was like, that was realer than I thought. And then, of course, I was coming off the field. Being a woman, I was like, I'm so sorry, this is my fault. And my friends were like, we don't know why you were apologizing, but you kept apologizing as you were bleeding all over yourself. And yeah, I had a lot of friends who wanted to hurt the person that hurt me. And again, it was me. I did it. It popped off my own stick. Okay. I'm trying to think of any other high school sports I played. Oh, I mean, I did a little track. I did the long jump, but I mean, the numbers would be abysmal if we compared them to an Olympian's. Do you know what I mean? It's probably like how they just jump over a puddle is how far I was with all my strength. I also did high jump. It's getting more and more embarrassing as I keep talking. I think I tried to run... I tried everything, okay, before I quit track and field, just to be clear. I tried the mile, and I remember packing snacks in my underwear. It was an orange slice, and do you remember that Power Gel, the fuel that tasted like, does anybody remember Power Gel? It probably still exists, but it was like vanilla, and you like squirt it in your mouth like jizz. And... I remember, like, if you think about it now, it's like 4 laps, isn't it? What a fucking... I mean, it's not that hard. I treated it like I was out for days. Like, writing a letter to my mom, like, hopefully I'll be back before dusk. But the real problem was that we had an hour for lunch at my school in Ohio. We could go anywhere we wanted. I mean, there wasn't much to get into, but I went to Taco Bell. So I just, carb up at lunch on Taco Bell, prep for the mile, pack snacks. And guess what I did after I finished the mile? I barfed, yeah, 100%. I barfed everywhere. But I remember packing orange slices, the Power Gel, And then it all came up. You look so confused about my choices. I also did try running the 100. I do remember that. And or maybe it was like the 200, whatever, half or a sprinty thing. But in the blocks, I was maybe, who would have been holding the blocks for the first runner? The last leg? I don't know. I just remember holding someone's blocks while they took off. Then I picked them up, and without thinking, I just turned in and I clotheslined the girl who was in the lane next to me. The parents turned on me from the other school. They yelled at me. I couldn't go back, and that's why I don't have an education. Okay. You said supercars earlier. Like super heroes, but cars? Or like... Okay. You mean like Ferraris and stuff. Okay. Sure. So like, is that your personality or? No. Do you have one, or it's just more of a wish?
No, I don't.
Okay, you don't care about cars?
A little bit.
Okay, so what if I told you I drove a Volvo? How does that make you feel?
Reliable.
Okay. Old reliable. Yeah, I drive a Volvo. It's not a funny story, but I did get it for a road trip. And this is when you should really listen to your instincts. Again, more of a cautionary tale, what I'm about to get into. I was driving alone up the coast, and it was like October 2020 is when I bought it. And I was driving up to Seattle to see my friends, and a cop in front of me dodged something on the highway and then just left it for me. And it hit my tire, blew it out, and I had to like pull over because it was like... So then I did press the Volvo on call, and as I'm waiting, like an unmarked white van pulls up behind me, and I'm like, well, that couldn't be an official Volvo on-call vehicle. But, you know, like, I'm too much, I don't know, like my little antennas were sort of going off, but this guy, he comes up very quickly to my window, and he's like, roll down your window, I'll help your thing. I'll help you flip your tire. He's like, pop your trunk, and I just popped the trunk. Ooh. He's working faster than anybody's ever worked to fix a tire for someone. I get my knife, and I'm like, maybe it was a bad idea to open the back of my car for a strange man in an unmarked large white van enough to carry me and all my bones and skin. So, thank goodness the tow truck driver pulled up as he's like quickly, I'm sorry, this is not funny, I got the light. As he's quickly changing my tire, the semi or whatever, the truck pulls up on the highway. And cops had already driven by. One of them pulled over and did say, like, are you okay? And I said, yeah, the semi's coming. And then cue the white van. Probably working for the cops. No, okay. But he's changing my tire. The semi pulls up. That is when I quickly get out of my car and run back to the semi. And I pop up on, I go on the inside, obviously, because cars are like zoom, zoom, zoom. And I go around on this side, and I pop my head up on his passenger side window. And there's a chihuahua there that was doing what I was trying to do earlier, like, and I was like, ah! The driver is so mad at me, because he's like, what, you just called your friends to help you? I go, I don't know those men. He goes, holy shit. And he gets out of his car, and as he starts walking towards the car, those guys get in their car and leave. So was I about to get murdered, raped, and eaten? I don't know. Thank God I made it to Just for Laughs Toronto. I feel like we should bring Jeremiah back up here. Maybe he'll veer away from the murder stuff.
Hey, Beth Stelling!
Good to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you, pal.
I missed you.
I missed you. I know, it's been like 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
What else we got? What other suggestions we got? Were you good at coloring inside the lines as a kid?
Oh yeah, yeah. Keeps the monsters at bay, really. Oh, I colored in the lines real hard.
My wife got some adult coloring books for stress.
Yeah.
And that was the first time when I was married to her where I was like, am I going to be okay? That was the first it's like, is this a red flag? It's like, am I about to be on one of those snapped murder shows? Like that, like this is how she gets it out of her system. Is just like, he just hasn't been doing the dishes recently. Just like, and then it goes a little bit.
Jeremiah, pass me the blue.
That's violent, Jeremiah. I'm sorry.
Bring me my stencils.
What else we got?
Cranberry farming.
Cocktail.
What was this one?
Cranberry farming.
Cranberry
Oh.
farming.
Ocean spray. I mean, is there anything hotter than a man in waders? You know what I mean? Is there room for two in those waders? I don't know. Are cranberries good raw? Cranberry in the raw.
Cranberries in the raw. I mean, it's one of those things where.
Would you pick one and eat it out of the ocean?
I would love
Look,
if
we
that's
gotta
a-
get the jokes in now because I talked about almost getting murdered.
I would love, like, just based off those commercials, like, that's where they're picked. It's just like through splashes of water, you know? It's just like grabbing them out of there. I can't help
I
but.
mean, are there animals in the ocean that eat the cranberries?
I mean, maybe some sea urchins or something. I don't really know.
Have you ever tried sea urchin?
No, have you?
I did recently, yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to pretend to like it, but I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, ooh, you tried uni? I'm like, yeah, it was ewy. I'm so sorry about that one.
That one just came out.
Okay, but I'm just saying it was on a waffle, and I was like, just give me the waffle.
Sea urchin on a waffle? That
Okay,
sounds like the
I
most
don't-
hipster restaurant ever.
Here's the thing.
We do things a little different here.
Anytime somebody prefaces that, like at the restaurant,
Hey, welcome to this restaurant. We do things a little different here.
you got to be a little afraid of what's about to come on your plate.
It was sea urchin on a waffle.
Have you ever had a cranberry in the raw, like just straight, like off the stem?
Not that I recall.
Because I can't help. It's just one of those things where that fruit, like I've heard it so many times over the years, where I can't help but not think of UTIs when I hear cranberries.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I
Because
thought
that's
of
my
men and
only.
waiters. You thought of urinary tract infections.
Yeah, because that's the only. Hello.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's supposed to help.
Like it's just like kind of a symbol. Like if it's in my fridge at my place, I'm like, oh, do I have a dirty dick? And I and I did this to my wife.
Are you?
Like I never think like it's her, and I'm like, am I doing something wrong on my end if I see the cranberry juice in the
I would like
fridge?
to answer for her. Yeah. Yeah, it's always you. You're the problem.
Good to know. I guess I shouldn't name my balls Ocean Splash or
It's got a tart taste. I don't know what it does.
the balls or the cranberry. Hey.
Ayo.
Ayo.
No, but yeah, I think I didn't realize that. I've always felt like a dirty dick causes. I guess you're right. UTIs
Right?
and yeast infections.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important for you guys to clean it too, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're like a wet cave. Like you can't just throw anything in there; it'll grow. That's what I call it, the old wet cave.
And I call mine the dry corn dog. There needs to be a little bit more mustard on it, you know what I'm saying?
Let's grab another suggestion. What's that?
Birthday sex.
Birthday sex. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Sex.
Birthday sex.
I don't know. I'm usually too full.
Thank you. Thank you for your honesty. I think your relationship is in trouble if you are looking forward to your birthday to have sex. If it's not like on the regular, if it's not like an assumed thing that you're gonna have sex on your birthday, I think that it's like, who's ready for that birthday blowjob? It's like, oh, this relationship might be in trouble.
Right. You gotta just spring it on them when they're least expecting it, like dance recital blowjob. And
PTA blowjob.
Yeah. I don't have kids, just to be clear.
I mean, I think that is a huge difference between men and women as far as like the surprise factor. If you surprise a guy, like I think that he'll be like, I mean, I guess. But like if you like really try to surprise a woman too much, it's like it becomes scary.
Right. Well, I mean, okay. Like if you woke up, first of all, I just thought of Ace Ventura in the Shark Tank when he's like, whoa! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so we're all clear. Okay.
Yeah. But, okay, so you would be cool if you woke up to your dick getting sucked.
I'd be like,
Okay, but think about how that's...
is it my birthday?
I just have to think about how it would start. Like, you're sleeping, but you're not on your side. You're on your back. And then I just put... like a little pile of skin in my mouth until it gets hard. Like, or would you have a boner in the middle of the night and then I'd be like, well, now's the time.
Well, sometimes as men we get like pee boners in the middle of the night and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I mean, if
So
you
maybe there's a little snack inside.
that's
I
what
mean,
I.
I'm not into drinking pee, to be clear.
She doesn't have kids. She's not into drinking pee.
I like fucking at children's recitals, is what I said. No, I'm just kidding.
I like the idea of letting your significant other know, like, come on, there's a snack in there.
Can you imagine if I was like, I've hidden a snack somewhere inside my body? If I put like a mini Snickers up in my hoot and it was like, trick or treat.
And you're like, hungry? Why, wait. Guys, keep it going for Beth Stelling.
Bye.
This has been Stand Up on the Spot. Did you guys have a good time tonight? Keep it going for Beth Stelling. Mace Galoni. Sophie Buddle. I'm Jeremiah Watkins. Thank you, Toronto. This has been a blast. If you're ever in Los Angeles, come see us at the Comedy Store every second Tuesday of the month. We love you. It's been a great Just for Laughs. Have a great night.
Laughed.